So Shaq, we're not even gonna waste any time. Let's get right into it. Everybody take your seats. Now it's time to learn. It's time to learn.
Pads out.
So, Magic Johnson, the great Magic Johnson, gave you some advice when you was 18 years old about financial literacy. You know, we always hear about 70% of NBA players going broke, a lot of the NFL players going broke, rappers, entertainers, but you're somebody who obviously made a lot of money while you were playing, but you probably doubled, quadrupled, tripled your net worth after you're playing. It's a success story. So what are some of the jewels that he gave you when you was a young man that you still carry with you to this day?
Well, at first, before I met Magic Johnson, I spent $1 million in one day. So I knew nothing about financial literacy. My agent calls me and said, hey, I got a check for $1 million. So shit, you know me, I already had that black Mercedes lined up. So I said, I'm about to go get the Mercedes with the wheels, the pull-out deck. So it cost $150. So when I get back to the crib, my dad said, where's mine at? So in my mind, I'm like, $1 million minus $150, shit, I got $850 left, right? So I go buy him one, I go buy my mother one, you know, I get some ice, I get some earrings, I get a couple of suits. So I get a call from the bank manager, he says, you spend $1 million. And I was like, no, I didn't. So then when I'm looking at the paperwork, I see FICA. Now I get mad, I'm like, hey, I don't know no motherfucking FICA, he took $200,000. No, I don't. So I had no idea what FICA and income sales tax, state tax, I had no idea what that was. So then I said, okay, I don't want to be like the rest of these NBA players. I got to teach myself. Because this is something that we don't know. Like, you know, my family work paycheck to paycheck. We never had no money, but I had to get that Benz. I had to get my mom a Benz. Like, I just had to get that first. So after I spent that $1 million in a day, I sort of, you know, educated myself. Yeah. And it's okay not to know nothing. So if you don't know nothing, you just ask questions. Yeah. So everybody I saw that was successful, how you do that? How you do that? How you do that? And the first book I bought was The Dummy's Guide to Starting Your Own Business. Everybody should get that book because they give you all the answers on how to start a business, how to be successful, what to look for. So after that, I became a little more literate, but I still didn't know a lot. Then when I went to LA, Magic was having a function. He got some praise. I got a little bit more praise. I thought I was the man. And he said, it's all right to be famous, but at some point you want to start owning things. I didn't know what that meant. Yeah. So I went back to the book, and I'm looking up sole proprietorship, you know, joint venture, all this stuff, and I'm devising my plan.
Yeah. That's a valuable lesson, right? We always make that quote that formal education can make you a fortune, but self-education can make you a fortune. And so I'm glad that you said that part. One of the things that I love that you said is that you invest in things that change people's lives. And so one of those things was Google in 2004, before they IPO'd. Can you talk about how you got introduced to Google and the CEOs or the company itself?
Believe it or not, that was by accident.
Wow.
I'm at the Four Seasons, sitting, and some white guys and their kids recognize me. So I'm just being nice, signing autographs, taking pictures. And the gentleman says, hey man, I respect you, I like what you do in the community. I want to tell you about this company, Google. I didn't know what he was talking about. So another good thing is it's always important to have somebody smarter than you that works for you.
Yeah.
That's a gem.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're the smartest guy in the room, there's a problem.
It's the wrong room.
So he talking all this white boy stuff. I don't know what he's talking about. But I was like, you know what? I got some white boys that understand your language. It sounds good what you're saying, search engine, future, all that sound good, but nah, I'm not doing that. I hooked him up with my guy. My guy was like, it looks pretty good, let's do it. I put in a bag, and then a couple years later, I got a bigger bag.
That's usually how it works.
And then, like I always go to these tech conferences because I like to hear smart people talk. Like some people talk too much, and I like the people that talk too much because I'm stealing all their shit. So Jeff Bezos, somebody asked Jeff Bezos, how you get so rich? And he said, I invest in things that change people's lives. Shit. So the first thing I did, I was coming out of the Orlando arena, and this lady was chewing me a new one. You MFers charging these babies $300 for shoes, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, ma'am, I don't make the price, I apologize. And I had some money in my pocket. I was like, here you go, baby, go buy your son Jordans, whatever he want. She smacked the money out of my hand. So at that point, I went home and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I don't feel right charging the kids that want to be us $100, $200 for shoes. I already had a relationship with Walmart. I had another line. So I met with the CEO of Walmart. I said, look, I want to be the #1 shoe seller of Walmart. So we did a deal. That was in '95, and ever since '95, I've sold over 400 million pair.
400 million. Clap it up for that.
Clap it up for that.
Mine's are $29.95, $19.95. But see, the secret is, I know us. It's not that we don't want to wear $20 shoes. We don't want to wear shoes that look like they cost $20.
Right.
I know how it go.
Yeah.
So again, I hired some designers. Shit, if the Adidas got 3 stripes, my shit gonna have 4.
That's K-Swiss. That's K-Swiss.
Whatever. So, and then with me being who I am, some kids still get picked on when they go to school, but there's still a little bit of respect behind my name.
People don't fully understand that, and I want to dive even deeper because as a young person, you have foresight. I believe you turned down a $7 million extension from Reebok to start your own company. So speak about that as far as the power of betting in itself, because there's people out here who might have a $200,000 job that they are afraid to leave. So you turned down a $7 million extension from Reebok, which was 20 years ago, and bet on yourself, and like you said, it ended up working out real big for you.
I took a chance. What I realized from the previous business that I wasn't going to outsell Michael Jordan, but people know who I was, right? Because Michael used to kill me in Foot Locker. Like, they wouldn't even looking at my shit, which was cool. I understand. That's Mike. I ain't tripping. So I said, if I go somewhere where nobody's at, it's all mine, right? And then I said, you know what? I know it's a lot of kids out there that want to have something respectable on their feet, a respectable name, something that look good, and it's going to work. And it's the right thing to do. Because again, I didn't feel right charging little kids $100, $200 for shoes. First year I felt good about it, but then after, reality kicked in, I was like, this ain't right. This ain't right. So I invested in something that's going to change people's lives, and I just went for it.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.